Hi, Neil Hansen here. I want to share a story that came up in a session this week that I think was really powerful, that will help you in your day-to-day life with experiencing other people, as well as how to translate that into feeling better about your own body, so you can put your body into a better physiological, emotional, chemical state to help you achieve the body that you're striving for. So the conversation came up where a client had an experience with a partner who was acting out in anger and rage. So what we did is we took a step back, and I asked her to imagine if anger was a step up from a lesser place. And we often lump all negative emotions into one category: anger, rage, despair, fear, grief, blame, irritation, frustration, disappointment, pessimism. Those are all negative, right? Well, the reality is that they're all just different degrees of each other. So if you take the lowest emotion, like despair, or even something like insecurity, if that was something that somebody was feeling, anger would be positive relative to that. It doesn't feel positive to us if we're in a higher state. But if we can understand that they were in a lesser emotion, and that was a strategy to feel better, and it might have been a strategy that they put together maybe when they were 8 or 10, when something big happened in their life, and they made a decision that anytime this happened, they're going to have this strategy available to them. Well, as an adult, it doesn't really work, but it's a strategy nonetheless, and it's usually repeated over and over again. They don't know how to move beyond that point of anger, or even if it's frustration or discouragement or disappointment, whatever it is, it's usually coming from a place of lesser emotion. So I asked her to imagine, what do you think would have had to have happened, and what emotion would he have had to have been in order for him to reach towards anger with the strategy that he did and the way that he did it to feel better? So she contemplated for a moment and realized that maybe at age 10, when he lost his mother, that he had to have felt pretty disempowered, and anger was a pretty big and easy way of helping himself feel better, but he didn't know how to move beyond that. So that was a really big transition in his life, where he decided when something was threatening his comfort, his survival, he would get angry. So rather than reacting to him, she was able to step back and say, all right, I now get where he's coming from, and have a little compassion towards it. So she's not reacting and joining him, or reacting and adding more fuel to the fire. The reason why I bring this up is because wherever you are with your current body might be a step up from where you used to be. All right, let's say you used to feel pretty powerless. Now you're just angry with where you are. Or maybe you've been in the same place so long you don't even know where you were before, but understand that you can feel just a little bit better. Like somebody went from powerless to anger was a step in the right direction. If you feel discouraged, moving to something like blame or disappointment might be a step up. You don't want to stay there, but just try it on for a little bit. From disappointment, you can get to frustration or irritation, maybe that you've been there for too long. And then from there, you can get to a little bit of pessimism. Pessimism is about as most people think. It's just a little bit lighter than frustration. And then from pessimism, you can wrestle with content. Try content on. And from content, hope is easy to reach for. And then from content and hope comes optimism. Point is, the better you feel and the easier you reach for feeling better, just doing it in small incremental steps, your chemistry changes. Your brain looks for different things. Your whole entire bodily environment is more productive at each level of emotion that you rise to. So trying to change your body because you feel bad, in hopes that if you look better or feel better, then overall emotionally you'll feel better, it's kind of a slow, long approach, and often you'll end up right back where you were. But if you change yourself emotionally first, get feeling okay with where you are, incrementally. Don't try to jump from anger or even disappointment all the way to a place of hope. It just won't stick. But if you can incrementally try to feel better, soften the story that you have about where you are, you'll find yourself putting yourself in better situations. Your thoughts will be different. Your activities will match your emotional standpoint. So I hope that helps you guide yourself a little bit more towards getting the body and health that you want and deserve. Thanks for watching.